Jesse Howard on the line and Joe Howard in the defensive backfield. Jesse's birthday tonight, so turning 18 is a good thing. Friday the 13th of October. Here we go, defense. Snap taken by Davis, hands off to number 23, and he is met. Oh my! He is just crushed by Tyler Frost. Who is it? Oh, it starts out already. It'll be great. Leonard in some trouble. He's down. Oh, great pass. Oh, boy. It's the Billy. Keep it going. He's doing it. Oh, nice job. Big hit by the Mavericks. But not before Boyd gets a first down. Oh,
I'm Tyler Frost. I'm Tyler Frost. Stay tuned for the Week 7 coach score. Go Bayhawks.
We appreciate you joining us to snap to Leavenworth. Leavenworth. We appreciate you, Leavenworth. Deep pass. Oh, touchdown off the Thunder. But not enough. Leonard comes up. What's your favorite sports team?
Celsius.
Perfect. What kind of product do you use in that hair? Very good.
To week 9 of the Coach's Corner with my grandpa and Coach Leonard. Stay tuned.
Good evening, everybody. Turn me on, Brock.
I don't need it. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bellingham Bayhawks 2023 Football Banquet. The Academy Award goes to, that's the best flop I've ever seen in my entire life. Ah! More cheese on the field. If you don't know who I am, I'm Uncle Mike. I'm part of M&B Broadcasting. The B part of it is back in the back. I would really like to start out by just giving Brock a big round of applause. Not yet. He paid for everything to do the broadcast we did every week. So all the cameras, everything we had to put together. Brock, it's his hobby, and I opened my mouth and got us a gig that wasn't a very good paying gig like usual. But let's give Brock a big round of applause. So I graduated here 41 years ago in '82, and my hope was to bring back some old tradition. And Adam Leonard was that guy, and he's done a great job with your young men, my young men. So before we get too far into it, let's just give Coach Leonard and the coaching staff a big round of applause. Now, I had a sidekick when we had home games. He's a Baker kid, and he does the Baker games on Facebook. And Eddie, will you just stand up and give a wave? Eddie is my color commentary guy, but he's the only guy that will give it straight to Coach Leonard. If you want to see some funny stuff, we don't have enough time to put all the clips up there, and guys sent me a few clips, but he was the guy that kept yelling, "Run the ball, don't pass the ball!" And Chris was, he's the only one that can speak straight. So if you want to go back and watch the season, it's on YouTube. It's M&B Broadcasting Productions. It'll be there all year. We only have about 153 days before spring ball starts. So we're excited for that. But it's not my show tonight, even though we are live across the country doing our very last Coach's Corner. Frosty, where you at, brother? Nice job. We're going to work on introductions because you're going to be my main guy next year, all right? We have a situation in June of this last year. I went to a good friend of mine. He was the announcer for high school sports for many, many years. I'll get it. So I went to Mark Skolton and I asked him, I said, hey, my kid's going to be a senior this year. Would you be the MC for our banquet? And he said, oh, Woody, I'd love to be the MC of your banquet. Just give me the time and the date. And I said, okay, man, I will. Well, in August, we lost Mark. A great man, a good friend of mine. More importantly, he was a great friend of all the kids. So I had to dig deep into the caverns of who was going to MC this thing. So I went and was looking at a few things, and I saw a guy that had a really good resume, but the only bad thing about it was he was a Seahome kid. Oh. And I've got some great alumni here tonight, some great alumni that you'll hear tonight. We didn't like Seahome kids. Right, Marty West? That's right. So that was a real stretch. The other problem is the Seahome kids are really poor. So they got to work a couple different jobs, make ends meet. So this young fella, he works a morning shift. He does a 5 o'clock shift till 10 o'clock on 104.1, the cafe. Then he might go flip burgers at McDonald's. I don't know. He might be a 3-job guy. Then he comes back at 3 o'clock, and he is the new host of the afternoon show. And they go 3 to 6 on 1170 KPUG. He's not taking Mark Skolton's spot, but he's going to be your guys' voice. He's already had Coach Leonard on the show, so make sure you stay tuned. My new friend from Seahome High School. Coach, you got something for him? You got a hat for him? Yeah, let's grab a hat for him. We're going to come on up here, Alan. Give Alan Fee a great big round of applause. You spelled it wrong again, didn't you? Oh, it's right there. That didn't cost me a bit.
My head looks even bigger. My God.
Your head is pretty good size. So here's the deal. You're a Seahome kid, but you're wearing a Bayhawk hat all night long. So stretch that bad boy out for that melon right there. That's the other side of town melon right there.
I see what you're doing there.
All right, you see what I'm doing, yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah, I am. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Fee.
Let's unpack a couple things here real quick. First of all, when I left Seahome, I said, look, I'm done, tear down this school. And they did. So that's the old school. So I'm a member of the old school, but now I'm officially a Bayhawk, at least for the next 4.5 hours of this show tonight. If some of you need to change your ride home, we're just doing some bad comedy. This shouldn't take too long. Once I'm done telling you all about my career of the last 15 years. Here's the thing. In all sincerity, Mark Skolton, he did pass away this summer. He started his broadcasting career up at KGMI radio a very long time ago. I was 16 years old, and he was somewhere, I'm not getting the math right, but I'm 55, and Mark passed away this summer at age 54. The last time I was in this building, I sat right over there, and I was at his celebration of life here, and just an unbelievable story. I had no idea that I was going to replace him as host of The Zone because I'm on Cafe. I know a lot of you players, you guys are big fans of Taylor Swift, and if you're not, take a page out of Travis Kelce's book. I'm just saying, get a podcast, you could end up with a chick. More on that later. But anyway, I took over the show. I used to cover high school sports for Seahome way back in the day, back when there used to be a school, I don't know if you remember, the Red Raiders, and that was back in the era that I was from, when we used to play. It was a huge rivalry, of course, Bellingham, Seahome, Mariners. Mariners, of course, kept their name. No Mariners complained about the name. The Mariners were fine with that, but the Red Raiders were here. But that was a thing. They changed it to, of course, the Bayhawks. And the Bayhawks is a super cool name, is it not? You guys like the Bayhawks? So I'm told every time I mention Red Raiders, I'll have to buy a beer for Woody. and he can knock a few back. So not that we encourage that, but every time, just so note that. A couple things about my C-Home education. I'm about to read a bunch of names, many of your names here tonight. If I mispronounce your name, it is my C-Home education, so I apologize in advance for that. If I mispronounce a name, I want you all to yell it right back at me, what it should be. Are you with me on that? Okay. All right. I'm old and the print on this is very small. All right, so let's get this party underway. This is the C team, the boys C team for 2023. When I say your name, come on up. Number 14, Phoenix Price. Number 25, Benjamin Leonard. Number 26, Kai Loveland. Number 27, Cameron Boak. Number 28, Richard Hansen. That was a test and you failed. It's Hansen. Try that again. Hansen. All right, there we go. Sebastian Bowers, number 30. Number 33, Matthew Steele. Number 36, Cameron Mitchell. Number 37, Calvin Van Hoffwegen. That's what I meant. Number 40, Ziggy Newland. Number 43, Brian Razzo. Number 60, Ben Acuna. Number 60, Emmett Johnson. Number 62, Kason Cook. Number 64, Sean. Did I get what? That's what I meant. Just making sure you guys are with it over there. Number 66, Ian Marley. Number 67, Matthew Eastwood. Number 81, Arlo. That's exactly what I meant. Alex Scott, number 92. Number 96, Joel. Okay, all right. There was no rehearsal. I was on the air. Work with me. I was talking about the Huskies. Number 97, Silas McGurr. Elijah Baptista. Madison Blankenship. Jackson Elmore. And Kyan Rasmussen. There you go. That is your varsity C team. Coach John, why don't you come on up?
All right, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, what a ride this season has been for the C team. We had one of the toughest schedules that I've been a part of in the 5 years as a coach at Bellingham. It was really, really tough. And I think that this C team and this group of kids embraced it every week and just showed that they represent Bellingham with pride and come out and fight hard. And that's really all that we ask of them, is that they fight every week. And not get down on themselves and be coachable. So yeah, but most of this group started out as rookies, and today they stand here stronger and more resilient than ever. From fall practices to the nail-biting games that we've been through, especially the Nooksack game was like 1 point. This group definitely faced it all. The scoreboard didn't always reflect their efforts, but their character that they built is worth more than any W in my opinion, because character is everything in my book. It's not just about the wins and losses on the C team. It's also about friendships that they've forged through battles, lessons learned, the grit that they showed in the face of adversity, and just come in with a great attitude every week to practice. It gets really tough through a season to just keep taking L's. Just want to say, as we wrap this season up, my hope is that this team will embrace the journey and growth and unbreakable bonds that this amazing sport can manifest if you let it. We may not have won every battle, but this team sure as heck didn't back down from any fight that was brought to them. And so I'm just proud of them. So let's give them a round of applause. And then, really quick, we didn't make awards for these guys, but I felt like it was necessary to just give some shout outs to some of these guys for their hard work. And the first guy is Calvin Van Hofwegen. MVP of the C team this season. The dude, I don't think, barely came out of the game. Like, every time I looked for him, he was on the field, grinding. It was amazing to watch, and a blessing to have him on the team. C team O-lineman of the year was Matthew Eastwood. He's another really humble. He's another really humble, hardworking kid, always polite and treats everybody with respect. Super kind kid. Yeah, I'm just proud of him. Lineman of the year, Matthew Eastwood. D lineman of the year was Silas McGurr. Another dude who's going to go college football. If he embraces the grind and all that off-season stuff that goes with it, could definitely see Silas playing on Saturdays. And he was our D lineman of the year. And then we kind of had like a co-running back MVP, because we had two really great running backs, and we were kind of blessed with that. That doesn't always happen, but this year it did for us. And that was Ziggy Newland and Sebastian Bowers. Both just super tough guys. I want to say the number one wide receiver on the team, but there was a lot. But definitely the most clutch, came through in some big moments for us. When we needed a first down, we pretty much knew we were going to try and take a shot to him. And that's Milo Wright, receiver of the year for CP. And then we had two QBs as well, which was interesting. Both definite starters in my opinion, and just made us better. One of them went down early in the season with some injuries and kind of struggled with that for the rest of the season, but definitely got us our first win, and we were the first win of the season, by the way, on the C team. Just throw that out there. And that's Phoenix Price and Ben Leonard. They both. They're not 1 and 2, they're both a 1 in my opinion. We could take either guy and win games with them. So, proud of both you guys. And then Matthew Steele was another guy who was really quiet, kind of in the background. And he played for me last year, and I really didn't know his skill set, I'm embarrassed to say, until this season. But man, he's tough as nails and phenomenal at football in any position, but I think he excels at safety. He's a leader, and he sets the tone on defense. And you know, as a defensive coach, that's what we're looking for, or that's what I'm looking for at least. And that was Matthew Steele. Super proud of him. And then last but not least, this guy's more than just the C team player of the year for me. I had him last year as well. He was a wide receiver. He's a receiver on this team. Phenomenal football player, great human being. Every single practice, no matter the day, if I was grumpy, we were trying to get out there in a hurry, he would stop, come over, look me straight in the face, and shake my hand before he left and say, "Thank you, coach." And I'm pretty sure everybody can guess who that is. That was Cam Bogue. Phenomenal football player. And that's your C team. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. Whatcom County is unbelievable. I had a chance to talk to some people that are involved in the Bellingham Knights, and I had a chance to go over to see them play the other day when they were playing in their semifinals before going to Stanwood. And the fact that these kids are learning high school and college plays at the middle school level is truly a gift, and you really got to thank your coaches. Coach Leonard bringing just a fresh culture here to the Bayhawks has just been incredible. And when you look around the Whatcom County League, not just your school, but other schools, the brand of football is really good. I've had a chance to talk to basically all of the coaches on the radio this year, and I asked them the same question. I said, is the talent here getting better, worse, or the same? And they laughed. Every one of them said, oh, it's so much better. These kids are getting better coached, they're getting better life lessons, and they're becoming fine young men. And it all starts at a very young age, and it takes a village. So give yourself a round of applause just for being here and making this game absolutely healthy and very strong right here in Whatcom County, because it is. We're not just saying that because we're at a fancy banquet and we're supposed to say these things. It's true. And I think Coach Leonard will tell you that. We had a chance to talk about that a little bit on the air. And I had no idea that you were connected to the Knights when we had that conversation. But I'm so impressed with the football, and it's just going to get better and better and better. So you're a part of that. So you're truly blessed to come to a great school and have the great coaches that you have. Let's go ahead and meet the JV team now. And again, if my See Home Education comes out and I mispronounce a name, you're going to yell it back. All right, number 2, Milo Wright. Number 5, Ian Malone. Number 7, Ace Karonk. Number 9, Sahil Gale. Number 12, Elias Gudalabunalolo. Exactly, we're all on the same page. Number 18, Zen Ortega. Number 19, Aiden Puller. Number 20, Kai Potts. Number 22, Oliver Oakes. Number 25, Evan Loveland. Number 29, Miguel Miggy Quinones. Number 31, Tavian Jackson. Number 32, Nicholas Asmunson. Number 41, Tyree Jackson. Number 45, Calvin Harrington. How did I do there? All right, that works. Good talk. Caleb Asher, number 46. Number 47, Cameron Langolier. Number 55, Julian Fuentes Allen Montoya. Number 68, Ruben Montano Camacho. Number 75, Jonathan Kaiser. Number 80, Aiden Porchert. Number 82, Jadrian Lord Gallion. 84, Isaac Shamo. Number 87, Emmett Sampson. Number 99, Ty Lynn Jackson. Also Henry Bowden, Anthony Fryer, and Carlos Ramon. All right, Coach Cam, come on up.
All right. We also didn't like See Home when I went to Bellingham. I'm just throwing that out there. That's not a new thing. So it's okay. Coach Cam, I had the pleasure of working with these guys the second half of the JV season. I didn't get to work with them as much as I'd like to during the week because we're working with the varsity. Before I start, just Adam, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure coaching. It takes a lot to be away from your family and coach, but I wouldn't do it differently. It's so fun to be with these guys. I always say our kids at Bellingham, they're just good kids all the time. So I wouldn't trade our kids for an undefeated season or anything like that because we just got great kids at Bellingham High School. So thank you guys for letting me coach you. The JV, just so you know, I don't know if everybody's aware kind of how JV works. So they have the toughest position on the team So they play on Mondays, and then they have to get beat up by the varsity on scout team on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then Thursday we have a walkthrough practice where a lot of times they don't get to do much. So they're in a really tough spot. And then, they help us out on Friday. A lot of these guys played special teams on the varsity and got a lot of varsity reps. And then in a couple of our blowout games, these guys played almost a full half. And I think, gave up 14 points against varsity football teams, which is really cool. So, just to understand, having a full JV schedule this year was really cool because we haven't had a JV schedule. We haven't played a JV game in a long time. I mean, I've coached football here for 8 years with a 2-year break in between on 3 different staffs. And I think maybe one of the other years we played 2 or 3 JV games, and that's it. So really cool that they got to play 8 football games because in years past, these guys are in a weird situation where maybe they're too old to play on C team or they're too talented to be on C team, and but not quite ready for the varsity level. And what turns out, what ends up happening a lot of times is they don't get to play football. So having an 8-game JV schedule is really, really cool for these guys. And what I loved about this team in general was the beginning of the year. We also had a tough JV schedule along with the C team schedule. And at the beginning of the year, there were some challenges, but in their last 3 games, they scored more points combined than they did in the previous 5 games and played really tough, played Squalcombe really tough, played Burlington really tough, had some really good games with these guys. So you guys should be really proud of the way that you finished. And they came together as a team. The beginning of the year, there was a lot of, kind of getting after each other. And, we break on family every day. At the end of football practice, we break on family and then Bayhawks. And this group of guys, even though we didn't win a game, came together as a family. And I saw them, even when it was getting low, really pulling each other up and coming back and getting into games. We beat Squalcombe in the second half when we were feeling a little down at halftime. But we beat them in the second half, and that's because these guys came together as a group. So really proud of you guys for that, for coming together. A lot of these guys, it's their first year playing football, and they did a really good job. And, a few of them out here played a ton of varsity reps as well. So really proud of you guys for that. Thank you for letting me coach you guys. I don't have anything special to say about, any of you individually. I think you're all amazing, and you all did great things. I wish I would have got to coach you guys all 8 games. But I'll give you your certs. And then we'll get out of here. So Caleb Asher. You guys can just come. I'm going to give you your shirt. Nick Asmundson. Nope, Nick's not here. Okay. Henry Bowden. I think they're alphabetical, so you might be able to figure out who's next. Aiden Borchert. Ace Kronk. One of my favorite moments in the season was Ace getting a touchdown at Squalcombe. That was a lot of fun. Sahil Deo. Anthony Fryer. Julian Montoya. Jadrian Gallian, also known as JJ. Elias Good Buffalo. That's our featured quarterback there. Kaden Hamidian. Let's say your last name, right? Tavian Jackson. Tylin Jackson. And Tyree Jackson. Jonathan Kaiser, Kentucky. You here? Not here. Cam, I'm not gonna say your last name. Cam Squared. Ian Malone. Ruben Montano Camacho. Not here. Evan Loveland. Oliver Oaks. Zan Ortega. Kai Potts. Aiden Polar. Miggy Quinones. Miggy, nope. Carlos Ramon. These guys hardly miss practice, so they're not here though. Emmett Sampson. Wow. We're bad at the back half of the alphabet. Isaac Chamel. And Milo Wright. Hold on, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. So, JV guys, you're the future of Bellingham football, right? C Team 2. But a lot of you next year are going to be playing a lot of varsity reps. And a lot of you other guys are going to be those guys that step into those special teams roles. If you go to Ferndale, you go to Linden, you go to Baker, you go to Nooksack, you go to these programs, they have one thing in common in the off season, and that is that they are in the weight room and they are working hard. And if you guys can commit to do that as a team, we will not have any drop off next year. I'm really proud of you guys, proud of the way you finished. Let's give it a hand for the JV team.
All right, thanks, Coach. Despite the cheap shot about Seaholm, I'll congratulate you on a great season. We have to direct our attention to the cameras over there. See the one with the red light right there that I'm pointing to? Grandpa Greg Leonard is in Las Vegas, and he is a big fan of the team here, of course, the Bayhawks. So you just give him a big hi, Grandpa. Just turn over there. Turn and wave to the camera. It's that red light right over there. And on the count of three, just hi, Gramps. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Gramps! There you go. That was really just trying to wake him up. He's not really paying attention. We lost him about a half hour ago. We're almost to the, about a third of the way through the program. We should be done sometime about midnight tonight, so stay with us. Okay, so here's the thing. Steve Jones, some people say greatest Red Raider to ever play. And in this case, he was a Red Raider. Some would say Steve Alvin. We don't know. I don't want to participate in that debate. But there are a bunch of record holders that we're going to honor here tonight. We've reached that point. And we have him up on the screen, Steve Jones. Now here's the thing. He's like a big fancy money guy, and he literally can't be here tonight because he's like buying bananas. Is that what you said he's doing, Woody? He's like buying a bunch of bananas. He's buying bananas. You know you've arrived when you've got a career where you just go, you're buying bananas. But out of his busy schedule of buying bananas, he has made this video right here for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Jones. Frozen in time. That's how he looks so young. It's cryogenics.
Well, I want to say thank you, Alan Feet, for your wonderful intro. I want to say thank you to Coach Mike. I called him Coach because he was just like a coach. You guys call him Uncle Mike. But Mike was just the best. Woody Collin was just the finest, the most wonderful manager you could possibly have. He kept everybody in check, including the coaches and everybody. I want to thank Marty West, who you're going to see later, who's going to be part of the Bell West Coaches Award. Marty I played with Marty, and Marty, you guys, you players, he was a stud. The guy could freaking hit and hit you over and over again. He was punishing, is what he was. And of all the colleges, I mean, I played 4 years of college football, a pro football camp, and still hardly any of them could hit like Marty West. 23 years of being a high school football coach, very few people could hit like Marty. So, and his dad, Bill West, is today one of the most significant, important people in my life. The day he died, he still, the lessons I've learned and just my appreciation for him is just phenomenal. So anyway, it's congratulations to you guys, to you BHS team, for this wonderful season you guys had in 2023. Coach Leonard, I tip my hat to you and the coaches that you put together and the phenomenal team. You players did a phenomenal job. I can't believe all the records that were broken, including mine. Okay, and that's okay, as long as you're good people. And I just, tip my hat to you guys and what you did and having an amazing season as an independent. And great job. The most important things that I've realized in life is the records are great and those things. But, as a teammate, as a player, your idea of a season starting out isn't, I want to break records. It's we want to be successful as a team, period, because that's the most important thing. And so, but in the process of being a team player, phenomenal things happen as far as records get broken and all that. So this is a special night for you guys. And, I just want to say, putting teams together, which I've done almost my whole life in business and in football, is we want kids to be successful in life. That really is the most important thing. And we may not think about it at the time, and you as a kid may not think about that's the most important thing. But it really, really is the most important thing of how we turn out. And we as coaches, I always tell our kids that it's our job as coaches to love you, but it's your job to love each other. And when our kids back each other and have each other's back, that's significant to me. And so, we teach our kids. I always, the most important thing, I tell our kids the first day, I tell their parents the first day, the philosophy that it's not about you, okay? Because a lot of times at the 16, 17, 18-year-old age, man, it's all about us. It's like living in a room of mirrors. It's all about us. How we look and how we do. How's the tricep look? All those things. Okay, it's all about us. And that's not significant. That's not success in life. Success in life is living not in a room of mirrors, but in a room of windows. And that it's about you. That we care about you. We care about our parents. I always have our kids make sure. If I hear that they talk bad to their parents and demand this and demand that, boy, we're going to have problems. Okay, it's about respect. It's what it's about. And every season, I've been a head coach for like 9 years of 23 years, and before every season, I'd be asked a question from reporters and people say, how successful of a season you gonna have, coach? And they put that microphone in my mouth, and I always say the same thing. And I say, I won't know for about 20 years. And they always say, what do you mean? I said, well, it's when 20 years from now, I see these kids, I see these boys who are now men, and I see how they treat their wives. They love them with all their heart. See how they treat their kids. I see how they treat their parents still. And if I know that they're doing great things in their life, then I know this season was a true success. And that is really, truly the most important thing. Most important thing. So, you guys, congratulations to you all. Enjoy this time. And these are the memories that you're going to come out just like I still today. 40 years later, 42 years later, still hold close in my heart this program and all it's done to help me in my life, in every aspect of my life. So I'm going to turn this over to Tyler Anderson. And Tyler, thank you. We haven't met yet, but I can't say enough about what you've done for Whatcom County sports and all you've put into it. A great labor of love is what you've done for all these people, including myself, who've been out of the game as far as a high school player for a number of years. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So thanks, you guys. I'd love to come up and see you guys at any time and see what y'all do. Bellingham High School will always be dear to my heart. Thank you.
Check. Is this on? All right. Before I get into these record-breaking awards, I just want to talk about one thing. It's expectation and reality, okay? The expectation that you had when you heard my name of me coming out here was, okay, this dude's going to come out in probably a jersey or something. That's what he wears on the sideline. And then I came out and everyone was like, whoa. That was the same thing when people came to watch you play. People expected, we can go out and watch some kids with a jersey on, and you guys made everyone go, whoa. Okay? Super proud of you guys. It was an amazing season to watch. I just wanted to say that. I blame Uncle Mike too. Where's Uncle Mike at? He said, dress snazzy. I didn't lose the arm wrestling match to Coach Leonard or anything like that. I think I could take him. I'm just kidding. Brock Crawford, are you here? Yeah, here. All right. You want to go ahead and come up here for a second? Help me hand out some of these. Let's give it up for Brock Crawford, one of the best quarterbacks in school history, right? So I'm going to go over a few of these awards that were, or records that were broken. I've gone back and tracked stats over 50 years ago, and Bellingham football's been around for almost 100 years. You walk down the hall and you see the old pictures from the 1920s, and there's a storied history. I'm just going to talk about the first one here. Holden Bates. Come on up, Holden. I'm really glad he turned out for football this year. Oh, man. Yeah. Yards per carry in over a whole season. 9.1 yards per carry. That's insane. That's why those coaches are saying, run the ball. 9.1, man. That's almost a first down every time he touches the ball. Insane. That's almost a yard better than the record that was broken from 9 years ago. And that was a quarterback that had that record. So this was not someone getting the ball. This was him just going and running. So impressive, Holden Bates. Evan Isley, come on up. Evan Isley, the man, the kicker. I was a kicker too. And I tell you what, I played on a team that was ranked during the season. We got to, we had a mini play-in game, and I only made like 17 extra points that year. It was a different game back then. He made 38 extra points. It's a new school record. Old record was held by Jace King and Joseph Worley. They each had 30. That was about 6, 7, 8 years ago. That's a tough job because the snap has to be good, the hold has to be good, and then you have to make it, and there's weather, and there's all sorts of things, and you just get that one shot, and then you got to go back out there. He was clutch all year. Awesome job, Evan. Josh Leonard. He broke a lot of records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 records this year. One of them that was held by Brock Crawford here. Yeah. I can't imagine what it was like throwing a Ty Elmendorf, but it must have been pretty nice. Most pass attempts in a season, 282 pass attempts, Coach. That's 28.2 per game, right? Seal math there. Yeah. I did not go to Seal. Don't attack me. Most pass completions in a season, 176. He broke that record by 42 completions. Most passing yards in a season. Old record was Brock Crawford, 1,763. That was 33 years ago. He held that record for 33 years. And Josh Leonard threw for almost 1,000 yards more than that, 2,684. I really like this stat because I you know, if you go 5 for 5 in a game and then you sit down, yeah, that doesn't make you 100% completion percentage for a game. So you have to have at least 10 completions for this stat. But highest completion percentage in one game, Sean Linville, who held the record from 1986, and he's in the Bellingham Athletic Hall of Fame, he broke that record by 12% better, 93.3%, completed 14 out of 15 passes that game or something like that. Do you remember the incompletion? he probably just spiked the ball and that was the one incompletion. I don't know. It's impressive. Highest completion percentage for a career, the one-year career here at Bellingham, 62.4%. Old record was 59.8 by Nick Knudsen, so he's got the accuracy as well. And most touchdown passes in a season, 28 touchdown passes, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot. Almost double the two guys, Justin Pruitt and Nick Knudsen, that had 16. So, super impressive. Josh Toll.
Hey fellas, move down underneath the heading here, will ya? There we go, so we can get some pictures. Thanks, Kicker.
Josh Toll, man, coming into the season, I asked Coach, I said, hey, you got a quarterback that likes to throw the ball and nobody that returns any varsity catches. I didn't know who was going to be catching the ball. And he just smiled and said, we got a guy. And he was right. I mean, it's unbelievable. Some of his records are close to Whatcom County records, okay? Not just school records, close to Whatcom County records. First player in school history to have over 1,000 receiving yards in one season. It's impressive. He also caught in the final game of the season, he had 14 catches in that one game. That's one away from the Whatcom County record. And I knew he had it. I almost looked over at Coach Butchone in the booth next to me and said, he's one away. But like what Steve Jones said, it's not about getting records, it's team, right? So if it happens in the course of the game, that's great. 14 catches in one game. Old record was Steve Jones, who had 12, who did it 43 years ago. Most catches in one season was Ty Elmendorf with 50, all coming from Mr. Crawford over there. He caught 75, so he did it and a half. The Whatcom County record is 87, and that was on a player that played 14 games. So playoffs, I count those. So catches per game, he might be all time. Most receiving touchdowns in one season. It was 8, held by Oliver Doherty and Spencer Lee. He caught 12. Wyatt Steffen, come on up. Man, Wyatt Steffen, I want to race against him really bad. Just got to make sure my car has enough gas. He also had 12 touchdown receptions. So together, they each broke a record by 4. They both did. I mean, it's incredible. Incredible. Touchdowns in one game. It was 3, held by a lot of guys. Probably Ty and a few other guys. And then some idiot broadcaster said, I bet Blaine will win that game. And I'm so excited you guys proved me wrong. I love that because I want you guys to have some, go out there and do it. He scored 5 touchdowns receiving that one game. Unbelievable. That also tied the Whatcom County record. Only one other guy's at 5. And he's the only guy to do it in a victory. The other guy, it was a loss. And they both happened in the same stadium. Both happened at Blaine High School. Most yards per reception in a season. And I love this one too because big play, man. Almost 26 yards per catch for Wyatt Steffen. Unbelievable. The old record was Matt Zanstra, 25.8. Got him by a 1/10 of a yard per catch. Matt Zanstra could fly, couldn't he? Oh my goodness. So, just want to give it up to these guys again. I mean, unbelievable. Usually it happens once, twice a year. This was 5 guys doing multiple records. Unbelievable. Give them a hand. One, two, there we go. So now I'm going to introduce quarterback from 1981, 1982, Bellingham. Up on the video screen, Doug Cushion.
0. Hey, good evening, Bellingham High School football family. My name's Doug Cushion. I'm from the class of 1982. I know, long time ago. But I'm still kicking and throwing. I had the honor of playing football for Bellingham High School during the 1980 and the 1981 seasons. Coach Phil West was my coach. It was an honor to play for him. As we all know, the success of every team starts with the leadership. It starts at the top. Coach Leonard and his staff did a phenomenal job of getting the team prepared for the games and guiding them through the season. As we know, there's 3 phases of football. There's offense, defense, and special teams. In order to be successful, you need to be functioning or operating well within all 3 phases. Every player on the team is a vital part of the team, whether it's in practice, on the scout team, or during the games. So hats off to every player on the team. Without the offensive line, quality offensive line, these record setters would not have achieved their records. So, great job, O-line. We'd like to congratulate Holden for setting the all-time record for yards per carry. Congratulations to Evan for kicking the most PATs in school history. Congratulations to a fellow quarterback, Josh Leonard, for breaking numerous passing records. And thank you, Josh, for not being in my class because I probably would have been riding the bench or playing in a different position. So thank you, Josh, for that. And congratulations to the 2 receivers, Josh and Wyatt, for their record-breaking seasons. My hope is for all the players that you will take the life lessons that you've learned through your football experience with this football team, lessons like teamwork, hard work, leadership, sportsmanship, persistence, overcoming adversity, and implement those qualities in your life moving forward. Enjoy your celebration of your season. Dare to dream big. May God bless you. Good night.
Go Bayhawks. I love my team. Congratulations to all our record holders. We sure did great this year, didn't we? How am I doing so far? Good. Go Bayhawks. What do you guys yell like do you have like a thing that you yell in the locker room? Like is it like a 1, 2, 3? What's the thing? Is there a thing? Like if I went 1, 2, 3, what would you do? Oh, Hawks on 3. Oh, that's it. Which part am I supposed to do?
1, 2, 3.
Leave. The what? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. I could get used to this. Is it too late for me to hit the transfer portal? It seems to be a thing here. Right? I mean, now that you guys are paying the players, right? How much a season are these players getting paid? That's probably bad timing for that joke because we're going to bring up the boosters. I will not bring up that sensitive subject, but coincidentally, let's bring up our boosters. Steve and Shelley Avery. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. God, I love this place. Yes, I am warming up. Thank you for that.
So I know that you didn't come to see me talk, so I'll try and keep this short, and I'll try not to fumble it like Tyler did. I'm gonna get hit at home. I understand. First off, I want to thank all the families who brought food tonight, who have helped out throughout the entire season, bringing food to the dinners and helping support the team after away games. I appreciate everybody's help. We can't do it by ourselves, so thank you for all your help. I'd also like to thank Amy and Mike. They stepped up at the very beginning of the year when we were hard pressed and got the programs out and got those together in such a short amount of time, and they did an awesome job with it. So to Amy and Mike, thank you so much. I'd like to also thank a couple individuals, Annie and Eric Gertzel, sorry. They've always been there to help support us in supporting you guys, and we really couldn't have made it without them, their help and support. Michelle Malone's not here tonight. She's our treasurer. She's done an awesome job. I appreciate everything she's done. Shelley took over doing all the communications, the emails, the sign-up geniuses, so. And Mike Buttonshone helping transition everything over to us. It was great help in the beginning, especially with the Snap Raise program. When I was completely lost with it, he was there to continue helping us and getting that going to help raise the money that supports you guys. Speaking of the Snap Raise, it is an awesome fundraiser. It's our main fundraiser. We need to continue keeping it going. It helps do everything. All the dinners we plan for you guys on Thursday nights before the games, all the dinners after the away games. We were able to buy game pants for the team, the white away game pants. Anything that Coach Adam needs, we try and do that. We try and help with summer camp and providing with that. So remember next year when Snap Race comes along, we're going to need you guys out there helping us out, getting those emails out, getting people to help contribute to this program. One of the challenges we're going to have this year going forward is we're going to be splitting off from being part of the PTSA. We're going to have our own organization. That being said, we are going to need more involvement from parents. We're going to establish a committee, a board that's going to run this program and continue it on in the future. For Shelly and I, Tyler's going to be a senior next year. Next year will be our last year involved in this. Michelle's son will be a senior next year. It's going to be her last year involved with it. We need parents to step up and help the program out. We'll be sending out some emails of some booster meetings. If you're at all interested in being part of the board, looking to go forward of taking our places, shadowing us in some of the things we do, I highly recommend that you attend the board meetings, and we'll get more involvement from parents so that we can keep this program going. I myself, I totally enjoy supporting these players. I talk to them every time we do a dinner. I try and learn as many of their names as I can, so I can say, hey Jesse, nice job out there, or Owen, great job. You know, all these guys that I've learned their names over the year, and last year too, and I enjoy supporting them because I see their appreciation when we're doing these things for them, and it makes it worthwhile. So I know Shelly had some things she wanted to say.
Yeah, so a little bit more about branching off into our own organization. We'll be a 501c3 nonprofit. It will make it easier for parents to get reimbursed when they've had expenses. That's kind of been a challenge this year. It has to go to Michelle, then it has to go to the PTSA, then sometimes the reimbursement goes back to Michelle. Sometimes it goes through the mail to your house. And some of the amounts that we're asking people to front money for, the expense gets kind of a lot when you're feeding the whole team. So we'll once again have those meals where families can contribute food. Like we'll have signups, but then we'll also have the times again where we just need somebody to go out and say order pizza for after a game, and hopefully the reimbursement process is going to be a lot easier, and that will make it easier, maybe just more, possible for more families to help with that. I know I heard from one parent that is an attorney of a player who might be able to give us a little guidance on the 501c3. We also, we have an attorney we can go to who has helped the band boosters set theirs up. We were part of that originally when we had kids in band. So, unless any of you have set up a 501c3 on your own, or been part of a group that you can, share that expertise, and we'll take any help we can get. We kind of have a deadline of when we need to try to get things done by, and we've started the paperwork, but it will help to have more structure for the booster group. I think that will be helpful going forward. We try to plan ahead, but it's different than PTSA, where PTSA is almost a year-round thing. Football is kind of year-round, but the later summer and the fall are the most, the busiest time, where so much happens in a short period of time. We try to plan, but unexpected things happen. Games get moved, times get changed, all kinds of things. So thank you for everybody's flexibility when we've said, nope, we don't need to do snack bags after all, or that kind of stuff. I do have to say thank you to Mike and Annie, and I believe it's Oratai. Hope I pronounced that correctly. 3 parents who saved our last team dinner. We added a couple extra team dinners at the end, and that very last one, my plan was to do a taco bar redo, because if you were at the first taco bar and we ran out of meat and you didn't get any, I know there was a lot of disappointed boys. So we were gonna do a taco bar redo, because that seems to be one of the favorite dinners, and we were gonna have so much meat, there was no chance of running out. And the sign-up genius apparently didn't get to anybody. I really did make one. I thought it was sent out and no one got it. So, you know, here it is the night before and I'm saying, well, we have to cancel this dinner because nobody has volunteered to help. And everybody's like, well, we didn't get the sign up. So it's sitting in my sign up genius. It doesn't say it's unpublished. So I don't know what happened. These three parents are like, what can we do to salvage a dinner for these boys? And they did it. I mean, we have some really dedicated families, so thank you, because Steve and I know how much the boys appreciate it. They always tell us thank you, you know, and that's why we do it, because they work hard and we wanna be supportive. Those emails will start to come out about if you can come to a meeting, because with the 501c3 we do have to have some regularly scheduled meetings to go on the record, and we'll just let you know what happens. Thank you.
One last thing, Adam had the great idea, and we got the banners made for the seniors. I know there's a couple of seniors who didn't get banners, whether it be that they started after the season, but they're all hanging up out there, and you're welcome to take your banner home with you after this, so make sure you grab your banner.
Stephen, Shelley, Avery, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, did you say the Bayhawks weren't ready? What? I didn't hear that. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. I was thinking, since the boosters are going to be doing some tacos, I do have some eligibility left for high school ball, and I could enter that transfer portal. And here's the thing. If they're serving up the tacos, I knock down a few tacos. I can balloon up even more than this. I've done it before. You already got this kid who runs 9.1 yards, right? I'm a big guy. You get like 5 Bayhawks. You put me up on the O-line. You just do that, what do they call that, the tush push? You do the tush push, I can get you 0.9. You will never have to convert another third down, coach. Think about that. I'm going home and I'm entering the portal tonight. I don't know if I fit in the portal, but I'm gonna enter the portal. And hopefully someone can get the jaws of life to get me back out of the portal. But I'll see you guys next year, because I'm playing. We're gonna build on this thing. Who's with me? 1, 2, 3. Folks, they're with me on this. I could be a team captain. I'm just saying. Let's meet the team, shall we? Here's the varsity team, and I want to hear some noise for number 1, Joshua Leonard. Number 3, Aaron. Joshua Toy. Bly Henderson, number 8. Number 10, Evan Isley. Number 11, Nathan Lass. Number 13, Gabe Bowers. Number 14, Wyatt Steffen. Number 15, William Tucker. Number 16, Hunter Pearson. Number 17, Noah Richardson. Number 21, Owen Hanstead. Joe Howard. Number 34, Holden Bates. Number 35, Zach. Just checking. Number 42, Gabriel Van Holmingen. Number 44, Tyler Frost. Number 49, Elias Togegi. Robert O'Malley, number 50. Number 51, Jay Postma. Kaiser Barker, number 52. Jordan Stone, number 54. Number 56, Owen Campbell. Number 65, Finnegan Jensen. Number 66, Andrew Weimer. Number 69, Aiden Reinhardt. Number 70, Alex Ari. Number 74, Jesse Howard. Number 76, Tanner Laub. Number 77, Joshua Knoll. Number 88, Sonny Powell. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, your Bellingham varsity Bayhawks. You know the man, the myth, the legend, the man who's made things happen here. Let's meet your coach, Adam Leonard. 1, 2, 3.
Family.
That's what I meant.
I'm gonna need the entire coaching staff to come on up right now. Oh, Carlos, get up here. All right. Before we get started here with the varsity team, I do want to thank this incredible coaching staff. I'm going to start with Coach Jacks, Coach Mark Jacks, our defensive coordinator. Coach Cam Brewerly, our special teams coordinator. Coach Gavin Quagnes, our offensive line coach. Coach Mark Wright, our do-it-all, everything guy. Coach Mike Buttonshone, offensive line coach. Coach John Cavalier, our C-team head coach and do-it-everything guy. Coach Christian Buttonshone works with our D and O line. Where is Coach Bates at? If you guys don't know who Coach Bates is, he's the... Coach Bates, come on up. Coach Isaac Bates is the youngest coach in the history of Bellingham High School. And it makes me laugh every time my son says, hey, was Coach Bates coming to practice today? Doesn't call him Isaac, even though they're about a year or two apart. One more round of applause for the best coaching staff I've ever worked with. Bellingham Bayhawks. As Alan alluded to earlier, we're trying to get this done before midnight. So we are going to go ahead and break into position groups and talk a little bit, some of the highlights, okay? I will go last with offense, but let's go ahead and start with our defense with Coach Mark Jacks.
So I'll just start with, we had a lot of awards here for the offense. Defensively, we had 20 interceptions, 63 tackles for loss, 18 and a half sacks, 7 fumbles, and 3 defensive touchdowns. The first touchdown of this year was by Rourke. And our points per game were 20.6, which is the lowest in about 20 years. So I'll say our defense is pretty good. I would say our first 3 games were a learning experience. My first year as a D coordinator. But we were in every game, and I do remember coming back into the locker room kind of upset. It's just me, I'm bad at losing. But then the next day, just going, those games were so amazing to watch as a fan. This whole year, we played to the very last second of every game. That's all you can ask for as a coach. It was the most fun as a coordinator. I mean, again, my first year, but what an amazing experience. These guys were amazing to coach. So I'm going to go and give it to position coaches, let them talk, and then I'll go over the MVP.
Defensive line first. So our D lineman this year, this is the first year I've ever coached high school, and there was a few standouts. First 3 games, we don't get this guy, but Elias Toga guy comes in. We see him in practice.
He's long, he's huge, he's fast. Fastest D lineman I've ever seen at the high school level. And I played with some good D linemen. And he was always at practice, always learning, always wanting to learn technique. And we'd go off to the side all the time. And he was a guy that was also on offense, doing offensive drills. And we would go over a lot of learning techniques as this was his first year ever playing football. And the ceiling on this kid is tremendous because he just constantly got better and better every game until he was getting sack after sack after sack after sack. And every time he'd get a sack, me and him, we just do one of these. And it's just great because it kind of reminded me of what me and my old teammates did in 2019 when we would get sacks. Another defensive lineman standout, Sonny Powell. Sophomore JV guy. I remember this was a crucial moment on the year. We were in a JV game here, and it wasn't, wins and losses don't matter, points don't matter. But he was down in the dumps because we had to take him off before the first 2 quarters because he was a varsity guy at that point. So he was in his head a lot, and I came over to the side. I'm like, listen, you're a varsity guy. You can go do this. And he did it, and he consistently did it every week until he was also getting a sack after sack after sack as a sophomore. And those 2 guys, along with Jesse, Finn, Carlos, Tanner Lobb, I'm glad I got to coach that group of dudes because I felt that this defensive line may have even been better than the defensive line that I played with in 2019. And I just thank you guys for being there with me this year for my first year coaching. And I'm just glad I got to coach you guys. I'm glad that we got to enjoy every practice together.
Whoa, this got turned up. I'm used to speaking to these. I'll talk about our back 7. I was our coverage coordinator on the defense, 20 interceptions. That's pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. I think almost all our linebackers had an interception. We had Owen Hanstead. Where you at, Owen? Come here. He's a man after my own heart and stature. Owen had an interception in 6 straight games. He had an interception and finished the year with 7 interceptions, which led the entire county, which is really awesome. Good job, Owen. Okay, Bly and Aaron, get up here. Come on. All right. This is the best corner tandem in the entire county. I don't care what anybody says. Lockdown. Aaron was top 10 in passes defended and had a huge pick in a game, in a really close game. Bly had 2 interceptions, had one of the craziest interceptions I've ever seen. Jumping over a guy and catching it one-handed, pretty phenomenal. Didn't have as many passes defended, but that's because they weren't throwing the ball at him, because they were so dang good. So, Bly and Aaron. Yeah. Our other lockdown safety, Nate Loss, he's more of our thumper. He's our strong safety. He's a stud wrestler. He's got a really good double leg, and he used it all the time. Also finished with 3 interceptions this year. Nate Loss is a stud. And then, you're going to talk about Tyler and Gabe. Probably. Okay. Tyler and Gabe are 2 middle linebackers. Each had a pick this year at big moments, and just studs. They're all over the top 10 in everything in defense. And our outside linebackers, Kaiser and Jordan and JT and Joe, and everybody else played outside linebacker. Who else? Jesse played a couple snaps. We needed to hold the edge against Friday Harbor. We put Jesse out there, and then they realized they could go in the flats because he couldn't run. And so we had to take you out of there. But just phenomenal group of coach, fun guys. we don't change the coverage scheme much, but a little bit weekly, depending on their formations and what they do. And the guys picked it up really quickly, and you can tell that with 20 interceptions. So awesome job, guys.
Hello. Going on to offense here. O-line. First thing I got to say, all those record breaker guys up here, right? There was a common denominator that wasn't said. Starts up front with the O-line, right? None of those would have got broken without the O-line. So, we did a great job this year, and we had to switch up the blocking, so that was new, and we had a great time doing it, and ended up having the 5th best runner in the county, which is great. And Tyler scored a bunch of touchdowns too, right behind us. Had a great pleasure coaching everybody. We had to move some guys in and out, and we figured it out after about halfway through the season, and had a great time. So really an honor to coach all you guys. Here's Mike.
I've been coaching O-line here for, I think this is the 4th season now, I think is what it was, kind of back right there after COVID and stuff. What I enjoyed this year is that we had some of you guys come out for the first time. There's 3 O-line that came out for the first time. I mean, and to have the depth that we had, even though you might not have got in all the time, you guys were willing to come out, work hard every day at practice, be there, which has been something to challenge here at Bellingham. And as much as all our starters did a great job, the whole group did a great job, and it's why we had such great yardage running the ball. What I noticed where this program is going to go forward is the younger guys that came up and played. I ran the scout team. They'd step in. They'd have to go against guys like Jesse and Kroll and Rourke and all the starters. But they never complained. They jump right in and get into the group and battle. It's good going forward for this group. It was nice to have 8, 9 linemen, 10 linemen that in the past years has been like 6 or 7, and that's pretty hard to get a consistent running game going when you're filling in voids and injuries and things like that when you only have 6, 7 guys. So this year, I just thank you for all the Alex and Blake, Andrew, you guys coming out. You guys enjoyed football. I could see it in your face. After the first games of the year, you guys were just lit up and figured it out, and we're there all year long. The starters, you guys, thank you for letting me coach you this year. You guys did a great job.
Well, I know we talked a lot about the offense. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. We do have some more awards to do and some all-conference. But I do want to thank the guys on this stage who also played a lot of scout team for us. Guys that went in there and made our offense better. Guys that went in there and made our defense better. One of the things I think we struggled with last year, and our record was reflective of this, is the fact that we didn't have a ton of numbers. And when we were going against scout team guys, where we were bringing freshmen up, we were bringing C-team guys up. We have great varsity backups here. We have a great JV team. And they were really challenging our offensive starters week in and week out. Sometimes Josh would tell me at home as we're going over offense, wow, the best defense I went against this week was our scout defense. They were really showing us a lot. And it made things easier on Friday nights. So I want to thank you guys up here, not necessarily the varsity starters, but guys at varsity that lettered in varsity and gave us a look week in and week out. Thank you guys. Mike, Gavin, Cam, I know it starts up front. It starts with that, and I'm saying Cam too because he wants me to run the ball. I hear that in my headset all the time. But I am proud to say, because of our fantastic offensive line, our record-breaking receivers, running back, and quarterback, we had the #1 offense in the Northwest Conference at 36.6 points per game. That was #1 in the conference. We're a 6-4 team that with a little bit of luck and maybe a full crew and just some things bouncing our way and taking care of the football, probably a 9-1, possibly 10-0 team. We were right there. We lost all 4 of our games by 5 points or less, and monstrous turnaround from what we had the year before. And in those, as you know, in those 6 wins, they were all blowout wins in our favor. We also, according to Tyler Anderson, we had over 4,000 yards of offense this season in 10 games, which is over 400 points a game, which is quite remarkable. Big round of applause for our offense. And I will admit it, I love defense, and our defense was fantastic. I mean, all I heard about was Owen Hanstead, the ball hawk, Bayhawk, all week in, week out. 5 games, 5 straight interceptions. It was awesome to hear about it. And the coolest thing that Cam reminded me once in a while was every time we turned up, we got walking preps on, every time we heard a podcast, all these guys were being mentioned. We were always in there. The records, the wins, the turnaround, it was a great season. So I want to thank every one of you. We are now going to pass out your varsity certificates. These are your varsity official letters. So we got a big number up here. When your name is called, Cam, will you help me with this? Yeah. Your name. I'll do it. You got it.
Come on down this way on your way out.
All right, that was a joke, by the way. It's getting loud. Am I the only one who knows how to talk in the mic? Is that what's going on? Kaiser Barker. Holden Bates. Gabe Bowers. Hunter Bryant Pearson. Owen Campbell. Tyler Frost. The Iceman. Zach Gerstle. Owen Hanston, the ball hawk Bayhawk. Jesse Howard. Big Red. I don't know all their nicknames. Joe Harward. Little Red? All right. Alex Howery. That's it. Bly Henderson. Lockdown. Aaron Lagan. Also lockdown. Best kicker in the county, Evan Isley. Also played a lot of corner and wide receiver for us. Not just a kicker, Uncle Mike. Blake James. Finn Jensen. Josh Kroll. Starting center. Nate Moss. Oh, sorry. QB1, Josh Leonard. Rourke O'Malley, best player on the team. Jay Postma. Sonny Powell. Sonny. Aiden Reinhardt. Where's Reinhardt? I saw him earlier. No? Noah Richardson. Wyatt Steffen. He plays lacrosse, Tyler, not track anymore. Jordan Stone. As tough as his last name. Elias, he taught me his last name like 6 times this year. Elias Tongage. All right. Josh Toll, not Tolley. Cole Tucker. Carlos Valdez. Stud nose tackle right there. Jack of all trades, does it all. Gabriel Van Hofwagen. Andrew Weiner. Saving the best for last. There you go.
All right, Some of you guys are going to be coming back up here in a second. We're going to move on to all conference awards. So how all conference works is at the end of the year, before the playoffs start, I attend a meeting of all the 2A conference teams down in Burlington Edison High School. We have a list of nominees. They're voted upon. There's first team, second team. There's honorable mentions. If you make a certain type of a vote, you receive an honorable mention for first team, second team. Now the one challenge for this year, as much as we had a record-breaking year, we had a lot of coaches in that room that did not see us play. Okay, so they did not get a chance. Some of the guys that are coming up here that are honorable mentions literally had 2 to 3 times the stats as guys that were first and second team. But the coaches didn't get a chance to see you play in the conference, so they're just going by my word. And I sold you guys. I was up there, I had all my stats, I had everything to talk about. So the next 11 guys I'll call up here. Once your name is called, I can come up and receive your acknowledgement of all conference. Yeah, you're good.
Like everything else, baby.
Yeah, that was a joke. It didn't hit.
So, Alan's talking about our transfers. Well, we're going to start with one transfer, who was an all-conference lineman in Mount Baker last year. And he's a second-team all-conference player, and that's Jesse Harwood. Next is an offensive lineman, 2-year starter, moved him from center to guard. And I am proud to say, too, Jesse, you anchoring down that offensive line with this next guy, I think our quarterback got sacked 3 times at about almost 300 dropbacks. So let's give it up for our starting left guard, Rourke Allen. Now, this next player, offense and defense, starting receiver, but he is being honored tonight as an all-conference honorable mention. 7 passes defended, 2 interceptions, all 6'3" of them, lockdown corner, Bly Henderson. Tyler Anderson sure does love his kickers, and this next guy was pretty special. As you know, he set a record here at Bellingham High School with 38 extra points. That was #1 in the conference, #1 in the county, and that's Evan Isley. Next honorable mention, all-conference player, is from the secondary. We all heard about him in the first 5 weeks. Interception here, interception there. He led the Northwest Conference with 7 interceptions. That also led the entire county. 10 passes defended. That's the ball hawk, bayhawk, Owen Hanstead. Now, this next player received all conference honors last year as a second-team linebacker. This year, came in with 55 total tackles, 11.5 TFLs, and an interception. He is a huge fan of the Coach's Corner. Good friend of mine. That's Mr. Tyler Frost. Next guy was 5th in the county in rushing, 829 rushing yards. He was 4th in the conference. He had over 1,000 all-purpose yards. And on special teams, he was the #1 punter in the conference at a 43.0 punting average. Mr. Holden Bates. This next guy had a monster year on defense, okay? One of the best attitudes on the team, great person, great human being, future physician. 61 total tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, interception, also played every down on offense, every down on defense. Honorable mention for defense to Mr. Gabriel Van Hofweg. Last year, this quarterback led the Northwest Conference at Spalding High School in touchdown passes with 16. This year, he had 28. He had 2,684 passing yards, which was first in the conference and third in the state. He had 30 total touchdowns, 28 passing, 2 rushing, which was first in the conference and 8th in the state. 176 pass completions, first in the conference. And if you go to Tyler Anderson's total stats on total offense, which is rushing and passing, he's still #1 in the county, as Josh Leonard. Two more all-conference awards, and it's going to go to what Bellingham Herald called the Touchdown Twins. Great article, by the way, guys. I know you really enjoyed that interview, too. All 3 hours of it. Get a chance, look up the article on these next two guys. We'll start with White Steffen. 829 yards receiving, third in the conference, 13 total touchdowns, 12 receiving, 1 kickoff return. And obviously, he broke many Bellingham records. The last award, over 1,000 yards receiving, #1 in Bellingham High School history. This man finished 6th in the state, according to Max Preps in yards, 13 touchdowns, tying his teammate, 12 receiving, 1 kickoff return. Happened in the same game, too. On defense, had 2 interceptions. Very glad he came out to play this year, Josh Toll. Josh Toll. One more round of applause. Round of applause for all conference players. I'm going to need Coach Cam, Coach Mark Jacks, Coach Gavin, and Coach Mike. Going through the next part here is we're doing team awards, okay? Position coaches, coordinators gave these awards to people they represent. These are very difficult, especially a team this talented and so deep in talent. So we're going to start off with Cam giving out the first one.
Yeah, I'm going to do our Special Teams Player of the Year award. Just quick thing on our special team. We don't get enough time to practice it.
Lobbying.
So we had a great year of special teams. We had 2 kick return touchdowns. The wall worked. Put that in the last week. Scored a kick return touchdown. We also had Aaron was top in the county for a while with 17-yard average punt returns. Holden, as said earlier, led the county in punt. But this year, punt yard average. This year, our special teams player of the year is going to go to our Steady Eddie, our kicker, Evan Isley. Evan was pretty automatic in PATs. We didn't get any field goal chances this year, but also what you don't see is before we kick off, every time we kick off, we're telling him, kick the ball to this spot, and don't kick the ball to this guy or kick it here. And he was automatic in that area too. So special teams player of the year, Evan Isley.
Yeah, no, so in lineman fashion, we work as a team. So I would just like to say that this award winner showed great passion in football and has been it's been awesome to coach him, and he is just been great, and he's fierce, and it's been awesome. So, Mike?
Yeah, it was great to have. I've been telling Gavin all year, and, you know, building this program, you just gotta go. You look at a team, you just go, that's a dude, and that's a dude. You look at teams, you can look at all teams and kind of pick out who are the guys that are going to be the leaders of those teams. It was nice to have this lineman come to us this year. Played lights out every game. Really protected the blind side of our quarterback. It's not too hard. It's not too easy to just give up 3 sacks all year long, and with as many dropbacks, like Coach said earlier. Was consistently scored well in the way we talked with our players, which I think they all enjoyed. But our offensive lineman of the year this year is Jesse Harley.
All right, well, I'm going to give the Defensive MVP award. There was a lot of good candidates this year. As I told you earlier, our defense was pretty good. Jesse was a big part of that. I really wanted to remind him of the Jamboree in the spring, set the tone for our team for the rest of the year. We went down at Seaholm and just started punching people in the mouth. I loved it. Thank you. So this year, we had a few guys that were really outstanding on defense. Owen is one, Bly is one, Elias is one. You guys were all a huge part of our success. But our defense, it's really geared around our middle linebackers. Last year, Frosty set a record in the county for tackles for loss. He almost did it again this year. Played really well. He was last year's MVP, and he has competition, because now it is Gabe Von Huffler.
So the next 2 awards are very, very challenging to give. This team is extremely deep. This team has tons of record holders. And then that next 2 are Offensive Player of the Year and Most Valuable Player, which I'm starting to call Most Valuable Person. So we'll start with the Offensive Player of the Year. This Offensive Player of the Year broke records, made spectacular plays, made my job super fun to do as an offensive play caller. And again, these next 2 guys I've also coached since they were 8 years old, maybe even younger. And I couldn't be happy to present this year's Offensive Player of the Year to Josh Toll. So the last award, this was a tough one. And when you're sitting looking at the talent, Holden Bates, Josh Leonard, Wyatt Steffen, I mean, our offensive line, guys up here, anybody could be the most valuable player, the most valuable person. There's a lot that went into this award and how we selected it and how we selected it eventually. A lot of that was because of a player who never missed practice, a player who started with us at the Spring Jamboree, a player who was with us all camp, and week in and week out performed, and also in addition to setting records. I'm very proud of this person, and you should also know too, it's a very special moment for me to be able to present this to someone who's pretty close to me. And you guys don't know what he goes through at home. He doesn't end practice when practice is over. He goes home and gets it for me for another 2.5 hours at the dinner table, at night, on weekends. You also, these guys don't know what he went through this summer in terms of getting his transfer approved to come play here. We were on pins and needles. His poor mother, my wife, his brothers had to deal with his anxiety all summer, not knowing if he could play for this team until the week before. But he wanted to play with this team and this group. I knew he had big things to do over here. And I won't say most valuable player, because we have so many of them on the stage right now, but I'll say our most valuable person for this team, this particular year, Josh Leonard. We do have one more award that's being presented, the Bell West Award. It'll be presented by Marty. But right now, let's please give it up for all your team award winners. Are Izzy and Caleb in the room? Caleb, Izzy, come on up. Izzy, I apologize. My son thought this was for him, so he ripped it open. Okay. Caleb, I'm going to say a couple things if you guys like to add anything. Caleb. Just want to thank both Izzy and Caleb for a phenomenal year of supporting us in a management role. Whenever I asked for pennies, Caleb ran and got it for me. He greeted me every day at practice by the container, ready to help out wherever he can. I got the balls, coach. I got the jersey. What else do you need, coach? That's what you need out of a team manager and a person committed to that. I want to also thank everybody involved, including Izzy, who just did everything we needed. She was on the road with us. She helped with just same with Caleb, everything we can ask for, and we really appreciate that. Just a sign card in there, little token of our appreciation for everything this year. But I want to thank everybody else that was involved in the team. This is a team effort. I want to thank our athletic training staff. I want to thank, obviously, our fantastic coaches and everybody involved. I want to thank our ball boy. Where's our ball boy at? Put your hand up, Nick Leonard. All right? Keeping those balls dry on those rainy days. We appreciate that. But, where's Ian Marley at? Ian, I've always told you you're my favorite player in the entire program, and I still mean that. Let's give it up for Ian Marley, too. Future all-conference lineman. So, Alan, next award.
That's right, Coach. We went down to see them, and we punched those Seahawks Mariners in the mouth. We did. That'll show them. That's Bayhawks, right? All right, we're almost done. There's, let's see here, 37 more awards to go. And then we're going to break down the last 3 years of game film, and then we'll get you out of here. So this next one, this year we're going to start a new tradition honoring an old head coach that was all about tradition, the Bell West Coaches Award. Giving out this award is his son, Marty West, BHS class of 1980, and a Raider football captain. Give it up.
Congratulations, Coach Leonard, and all you guys, and you gentlemen down there, and your parents for putting up with you. This award is pretty cool for me because my dad was a head football coach for I can't remember how many years, and when he came in 1972, he was able to instill a pride of Raider football. Now you call it Bayhawk now, but we call it Raider football. And everybody that wanted to play for football for Bellingham High School. He also instilled an expectation to win. And it's kind of neat listening to these guys here, because I didn't pay much attention to you guys this year at all, but I will going forward. These guys have instilled a pride in Bayhawk football. And it's really, really good to hear these guys. They love you guys. You can hear it. They also had a great season. So I'm just going to say the words right here. Let me say a few other things. Alan? So my dad, in my household, we could not say the other school's name. He came up with a saying called beat the other school. And in my household, we could not use that word. Right, Cam? That's right. That's right, Cam. So Cam grew up with my son. Another thing, Woody, you guys don't know, Uncle Mike, we call him Woody. Those guys on the screen there, they wouldn't know him by Mike Harwood. They wouldn't even know him by Woody. And Mike was a phenomenal manager. It's neat that you recognize your managers because they're very key. They help out quite a bit. So this award today is the Bell West. I'm going to put my damn glasses on. That's exactly what my dad would have said. Elias Tagaki.
Now, because this is what we consider, he plays defense. I was just about to say that. And because I'm just going to give a little quick thing about Elias here. Elias, you getting emotional on me? Okay. Whenever I talk to the coaches about, well, who's your favorite player on this team? Who's the guy that really just makes you smile and makes you want to come to practice? Almost every guy up here says, well, Elias, he's the guy. Doesn't miss practice. He's just the guy you want on your team. And I think that this award represents exactly who Elias is and the type of person he is, and we really appreciate it. But the thing about the Bell West Award is that you do have to give a 5-minute speech, so I'm going to hand this over to you right now. No, I'm not serious, Elias. One more round of applause to all our award winners tonight. I'm supposed to do a quick wrap up. First thing I want to say is, this has probably been the most, and coaching for 20 plus years, this has been the coolest banquet I've ever been a part of. And I really want to thank everybody involved tonight, the Booster Club, the Avery family, and especially, I never called him Woody. I've always, and Mike and I have had a fun history together too, coaching against each other. That's a story for later at a bar sometime. But I want to thank the Harwood family for organizing all this and everybody involved. Huge round of applause to Mike and his family. And last but not least, I want to thank our coaching staff, Mark, John, Mark, Mike, Gavin, and Cam. I'm not the best coach in the world. It's a collective effort from these guys up here, and I'm very lucky and blessed to be surrounded by such great people, such great coaches, and the most importantly, the best fun I've ever had is coaching with these guys. Okay? I'm hoping to carry that on in the basketball season with you, Coach Wright, and baseball season with Coach Lewis. But I'm telling you right now, nothing in the world tops being a football coach, and I have the great pleasure of working with the greatest staff in Whatcom County. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming out here tonight. I got to tell you, I wish I wasn't here tonight, because if I wasn't here tonight, Mark Skolton would be here hosting. And Woody, thank you so much for having me out here. Coach, thanks for putting up with a school that we won't mention because we don't do that here. We're all Bayhawks here tonight. It's been an honor to be here. Thank you so much. And let's keep the momentum going, guys. You got a great team. I look forward to talking to you on the radio, about you on the radio, and let's win. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amen.